Thank you for stopping by Carnivorous Plants Hub. Real quick before we get to this video, I just wanted to share with you that one day I have a dream of opening a carnivorous plant nursery in my community. You can support that dream by subscribing to my channel or giving my video a like. Any little thing helps. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you more than you know. I really hope you guys enjoy this video. Thanks. Hey guys, welcome to Carnivorous Plants Hub. Today I'm actually bringing you a video with a unboxing for some Venus Flytraps. I ordered some Flytraps from Flytrapstore.com from Matt Miller. I've seen some of their videos, I've watched, or I've stumbled upon their website several times looking for information. They're an awesome resource when it comes to looking for information in regards to taking care of Venus Flytraps. Also, they have some great YouTube videos, so I really appreciate them. So I decided to go ahead and make my next order from Flytrapstore.com. So we'll go ahead and unbox these, take a look at them, and you can decide if it's something that you want to pursue. They're out of Oregon, which is pretty close to where I live, so it's not really local, but it's a lot closer than a lot of the other carnivorous plant websites. So I thought that was kind of cool too. But yeah, so I ordered a couple different Flytraps. I got a DCXL, which if you've ever been on their website, you'd see that these DCXLs are massive, which I'm excited for. I want some really big Flytraps. I got a B52, and then I also got a UK Sawtooth too, just to kind of get something that's a little bit different. I ordered these on the 3rd, and then they actually were shipped on the 7th, and then I received them today on the 10th. So from the time that they were actually shipped from Flytrapstore.com, I received them in only 3 days, so that's actually a pretty quick turnaround for them being in the mail. You don't like them being in the mail for too long because they're kind of sitting there without any water, and in my neck of the woods, it's some colder area. I've actually waited to do unboxing videos until this time of the year because I was hoping that it would be a little bit warmer, but today we have low 40s, and it was even snowing just a few minutes ago here, April 10th, where I'm at, so it's kind of frustrating with the weather, but yeah, so here we go. So I'm going to go ahead and start unboxing this. So let's go ahead and take a look and see what we got in here, huh? I've never ordered from these guys before. I've been planning to, just because I utilize their information so much. So we'll be taking a look at this together to see how they do their packaging and everything. So. Again, I'm going to grab this real quick here, move that out of the way. That's just the packing slip with the order sheet that has all the stuff. I also ordered some sphagnum moss because I needed some sphagnum moss, and I figured I might as well order from these guys while I was at it. So let's see here. I'm guessing that this here is probably a moss. Yeah, so there's a couple of bales of sphagnum moss, which I really need. Actually, I'm going to be using that sphagnum moss to do some repotting of my Nepenthes ventrata. They've kind of become overrun with some basil shoots, so stick around for that. I'll be separating those and then repotting those here pretty soon. So let's go ahead and, oh, there they are. So there's some newspaper in here, and let's see, I ordered all potted. So here, we'll take a look and see what they look like coming out. This is the DCXL, as you can see right there on the label. It says, please do not repot. As a courtesy, your Flytrap is freshly potted, a premium growing medium. A new repot is not recommended. You won't need to repot for about 9 months, which is one of the huge benefits of actually getting potted Venus Flytraps. So this one here is the DCXL. You can see it's a pretty young plant. They didn't have any in stock of the mature plants. So I had to get the young one, so this one's going to be a little bit younger, so it's not going to have the huge traps yet, but looking forward to that. So let me go ahead and set this one aside, take a look at the next one. Okay, this one is the B52, so this is the other large one. So the same sticker here saying not to repot it, it's already been potted. This one the same thing, I ordered a young one as opposed to the full adult. Again, they didn't have any in stock, so I went with the young adult. So it actually looks like these both really look like very healthy traps, and you can see that the way that they're packaged is really nice. This cup is on the top and it's taped down. And then they got the wrap here. And they got these kind of terracotta style pots, which are really kind of nice looking. Not terracotta, it's plastic, in case you were wondering. And it looks like they are planted in sphagnum moss. But we'll unwrap these here in just a second and take a look at them. Let's take a look at the last one. Okay, this is the UK Sawtooth. So you can see the same packaging. So these are kind of the more unique. These are more of a sawtooth. You can see the eyelashes are more of a saw shape rather than the typical eyelashes that you see from a normal, typical Venus Flytrap. So let's go ahead and see if we can get these guys out of the package. I'm gonna move this box here. So I'm gonna start by unwrapping the DCXL here. So what I'll do is I'm gonna get all these unwrapped while it's on the tripod, and then I'll take the video camera off the tripod and give you guys some better close-ups of these guys. So I'm gonna pull off the label here first. Make sure you keep your labels. You wanna make sure and keep the labels, because if you lose your labels and you don't have them labeled, then the standard is that if it's not labeled, it's a typical Venus Flytrap, even if it was at some point a cultivar. So make sure and keep your labels. Okay, so let's pull this off. I don't know how tricky this is going to be to get off, so bear with me here. Actually, probably the trickier the better, because you know, who knows how these guys are treated in the mail when they're coming through the postal service. So let's see here. I'm assuming that this thing is going to come off, but I don't want to. Oh, I see, there's tape here. Tape keeping the cup down. So let's get the tape off first. And then what we'll do, I think we need to get this, the first thing we need to do is get the cup off. Once we have the cup off, everything will just pull right over, I think. There we go. So there's a piece of tape that goes all the way around keeping the cup down, which is actually really nice. So make sure that this cup doesn't get pulled off in transit, because if that happened, that would be a disaster. So okay, there we go. So now we get the cup off. So now the fly traps are exposed. Okay, so let's get this off here. This bag. I'll be as careful as I can so I try not to trigger any of the traps. Put that off and get this one around here. There we go. Alright, so now that I have most of that off, look at that. That's beautiful. That's the little DCXL. The sphagnum moss is still very wet, which is a good sign, right? You want to make sure that that doesn't dry out when it's in transit. Look at those traps on there. Those are beautiful. I'll get the camera on this guy here sooner because the light's not very good up close, but after I get all of these unwrapped, we will get a closer look at them because these are beautiful. Okay, I'll put this one over here. I'm gonna throw this in fast forward, guys, while I unwrap these other two. Okay guys, so there's the sawtooth. Again, same thing with this one. This one's very moist. It's still very wet. It's so wet that I wouldn't even water it at this point yet because it's still really got all of its moisture retention. So let's go ahead and make sure this guy gets his label. Those ones will be a little bit easier to identify because they're the sawtooth. They're unique. Like I said, we'll get you a better look at these guys here in just a minute though, under the better light. All right, and then there's the B52s. Let's get the label on there. Okay, I'm gonna take this off the tripod now real quick. All right, let's take a look at the B52s first here. You can see those are really nice looking fly traps. Let's see if I can get a little bit closer. Super green. They look super healthy. Like I said, the substrate, the sphagnum moss that they mixed it in, is super wet still. Looks like there's a new trap coming up right there. These are really healthy. These look like they're in really good shape. They're exactly what I was expecting. They're not fully grown as I selected the young, so they look like they have still a little bit of growing to do. Just to give you kind of an idea, there's my finger, so you can kind of see how big the traps are. So, but if you're looking up Venus Flytraps, if you probably have heard of the B52s, they're one of the bigger cultivars, and I just wanted to have some for my collection. So, got some B52s. Let's go ahead and take a look at the DCXL. So these guys, if you go to Matt and Leah's website and you look at Flytrapstore.com and you look at these DCXLs, they're massive. They're even bigger than the B52s. Same thing, you can see that this is a really healthy, super green plant. You can see there's a big old fly trap coming up right there. That'll probably be popping up and opening up here soon. I can see that there's more small ones down there coming up. Again, a very healthy plant. It's exactly what I was expecting, or exactly what I was hoping for. Substrate is nice and wet. And these pots are nice, and they're not tiny pots. Like sometimes these comes in really tiny pots, so these are a little bit bigger pots. So they have room to grow, so that you can leave them in here for a while and not have to worry necessarily about you know, how getting these guys replanted too soon because they're outgrowing their pot. I think this must be like I'm guessing like a 4 or 5 inch deep pot. So that's really nice that they come in pots that you don't have to worry about repotting. And there's even that warning sticker that says you don't have to repot. Okay, now let's take a look at the Sawtooth, the UK Sawtooth 2. These are really cool. I'm really excited about these guys. You can see the teeth are more like a saw shape rather than the eyelash shape, like you can see on that guy there. See how the eyelashes are kind of like real eyelashes? These are more of the saw shape. So these are super cool. Really excited for this one. Just to have something a little bit different. Again, the plant is super green. It looks really healthy. I can see there's a brand new trap coming up right there. Yeah. Let me turn this around here a little bit so you can see some on the other side. There's one little trap that's damaged right there. But overall, I think the quality of all these are great. I definitely strongly suggest ordering from Flytrapstore.com. I'll probably order more at some point, so definitely want to give them a shout out and a recommendation. I'll have a link for their website, their store, in my description, so if you want to check out some of their inventory, check it out. They have a ton of different type of cultivars. Again, they also have a lot of information out there too in regards to how to grow these that can help you out. So look at that one right there. That's really cool. Great shape on those teeth. That's kind of interesting. That one down there has a little bit normal. That one has sort of normal looking lashes. That younger one down there. But yeah, so check out their inventory so you can check out their the traps that they sell. Right now it looks like the one that's the biggest, that came the biggest, is the B52. So that one's got the biggest traps on it right now. Just to give you guys some idea here for the size of the traps with the Sawtooth. They're a little bit smaller, which they're not necessarily going to get as big as the other ones anyway. And then here's a size comparison for the DCXL. Again, go to their website and check out these DCXL, man. They're massive. They're really cool fly traps. Hey guys, I apologize. I had to kind of awkwardly cut this into the video because I completely missed the care requirements and care instructions that were in the box with the plants from Flytrapstore.com. So I just wanted to make sure I called that out because I think it's important that they send these. I think a lot of people order these plants not understanding that there's different care requirements than for regular plants. So I just kind of want to show you this real quick. It's just congratulations. I like how they say that everything is non-negotiable, which is kind of cool. So they basically just say that you need to keep them outside. They're going to struggle when indoors. So make sure to have them with direct lighting. No terrarium, good call out there. Only use distilled water. Or I'm sorry, 4 hours of direct sunlight, only use distilled water, avoid long standing water. I've had to learn that one the hard way living in a cooler area. I have more standing water, so you want to keep them hydrated but not soaking wet. Mineral free growing medium, no Miracle Grow, no fertilizers. They advise to cut off the flower stalk, which I think is kind of debatable depending on the health of the plant. I'll probably cut it off though here for the first year and then let them grow after that. Oh, they advise that you'll see a few blackened traps, which is perfectly normal from being transplanted into a new home. They give instructions on how to remove the dome. Shouldn't be repotted, which is a good call out. They talk about dormancy here a little bit, which is really important. Make sure you understand the dormancy period and how that works and what you're going to do for dormancy. Watering, great call out there. Make sure not to give them too much water. They do say to tray water them from the bottom, but never leave it in a tray for more than 1 to 2 days if the water doesn't all soak up, so that they're not sitting in water all the time. Do not need to be fed, but do appreciate a non-hard shelled live active bug around 1 to 2 times per week. So yeah, those are great care instructions. I think that's awesome. They're pretty specific. You can tell there's a lot of care that went into these care instructions, so I think this is really good, especially for beginner growers. This is an awesome care instruction sheet. So I just wanted to make sure and include this into the review because I think that's a good part. What makes a place good to order from is when they give a lot of care to people who are probably beginners, and they're very clear here. They're almost to the point of making you feel kind of like, okay, stop yelling at me. Non-negotiable. But it's important because people think they can grow these in windowsills, and oftentimes that doesn't really help. So yeah. But yeah, thank you guys for being here. I appreciate it. Like, if you're a subscriber, you probably already know I'm trying to open up my own carnivorous plant nursery here in my community someday. So I appreciate you being here, and anything you do to help me and support me, whether it's liking a video or subscribing to my channel, all that stuff is really helpful to me, and I really appreciate it. I just hit over 1,000 subscribers, and I'm just super thankful for everybody that's subscribing to my channel. Watch my videos. I'm trying to buy more and more carnivorous plants, in this case Venus Flytraps, to have content and be able to get better at my craft and taking care of these plants, and so that I can pass on the information to you guys and you guys can utilize that. So yeah, thanks for being here, and thanks for watching this video. I've got some stuff coming up. I'm going to be repotting a Venus Flytrap here pretty soon with some substrate that I bought on Amazon. I get tons of questions, people asking me what's the best mix that you can buy on Amazon, so I bought the one that I like the best, and I'm going to go ahead and review it and show you it, so you can see what it looks like. And I'll be repotting like a Home Depot, or I think it was a Lowe's Venus Flytrap in that, so you can see that. Like I said earlier, I'm going to be repotting a bunch of basil shoots that I have off of my Nepenthes ventrata. I'll be doing a video on that. So definitely some cool stuff coming up. Make sure and check it out. Keep an eye on my propagation too. I've been propagating some Venus Flytraps. I actually can't wait to do some propagating of these guys here to get more of these. But yeah, so thanks for being here, guys, and I really hope to catch you guys in my next video. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.